There's a curious mood in Britain today, a toxic mix of disenchantment, despair, and the desire for rupture. Nowhere, or rapture actually, nowhere is that mood more visible than in places like Boston and Lincolnshire, a place I know quite well, the crucible of Reform UK, and a town described evocatively by Zoe Beattie in The Independent as a barometer of national decay. Her article is sharp, emotional, and rooted in painful truths, but it is ultimately something that overreaches. Her claim that Farage could be the next Prime Minister deserves serious scrutiny because it is not only improbable, but also symptomatic of how hollow and brittle our political culture has become. Let's begin with the argument. Farage speaks a language people understand. Westminster does not. True, he capitalises on anger. Also true. He's a master of narrative, grievance, and populist performance. Undeniable. But none of this equals actual electoral viability under our current system. Farage's rise is not linear, it's volatile. He is momentum without machinery. His party is an assembly of defectors, misfits, amateur ideologues with no experience of government. And the second scrutiny is applied, real scrutiny, not social media heat, reforms contradictions will collapse. There's policy fragility, even as Fraser Nelson concedes. Reform's platform is aspirational fluff, nationalising utilities without costing, abolishing the two-child benefit cap while promising tax cuts. Their manifesto is a mood board, it's not a programme. This won't withstand a general election campaign. The internal chaos, too. The party has already imploded once. It's lost candidates, councillors and credibility overnight in May, when offensive remarks and procedural failures erupted in the press. This is not a party with discipline or infrastructure. It's a franchise model built on Farage's charisma. You only have to look at Andrea Jenkins. I'll talk about her later. Farage's attention span is minuscule. He's not a man of administrative temperament. He excels in insurgency, not governance. When faced with a prospect of building schools, negotiating NHS contracts, or appointing a Home Secretary, he will balk, and the electorate knows it. They may flirt with him, but they will not yet trust him with power. Zoe Beattie, writing with local authority, rightly detects a political collapse in Lincolnshire, but she conflates emotional resonance with institutional capacity. She interprets mood as mandate. She writes that Reform won more votes than the Lib Dems, correct, but the Lib Dems, due to smart targeting, won seats and Reform did not. That is the cruelty and the stability of first past the post. Without a formal electoral pact or nationwide infrastructure, Reform is likely to win 10 to 15 seats at most in 2029. Powerful, yes, but nowhere near number 10. And more importantly, she overlooks the danger of Farage's growing ceiling. He is no longer a novelty. He's no longer outside. He is now inside Parliament, and that comes with the risk of exposure. And the reason he's rising now is because Starmer and Badenoch are inert. But once Reform has to answer questions, not just throw them, their popular myth will start to collapse. Starmer, Badenoch, and the alternative. What is that? What is that? If Farage is not the answer, and he is not, then who is? Certainly not Keir Starmer, who's running the country with the affect of a risk-averse solicitor under audit. His government is barely distinguishable from the managerialism of late Blairism, except without the boldness. His moral energy is stifled by Rachel Reeves' fiscal straitjacket. The tragic comedy is that Wes Streeting, Labour's most compelling communicator, may lose his seat to the Your Party, Corbyn's party, or Reform, depriving the party of its only recognisable human face and competent political player. And the Conservatives, they are adrift. Kemi Badenoch has neither the gravitas nor the ideas nor the charisma to rebuild the party. She has culture war instincts but no serious vision. And the Tories under her are a husk, retreating, angry, and absorbed by internal civil war. So yes, Farage is persuasive. He talks plainly. He offers aspiration, even if that's hollow. In towns abandoned by economic strategy and social vision, aspiration, even fake aspiration, matters. But these voters are not fools. They know Farage is a showman. They don't really expect him to deliver. They want him to disrupt. That's why he's dangerous, but also why he's not destined for Downing Street. We must understand disruption is not the same as governance. Farage is not Trump. He lacks the party base, the media monopoly, and the legal structure of presidential power. Britain is still a parliamentary democracy, however battered. The electorate may light matches to feel warm, but it will not burn the house down unless truly cornered. So, let's respect the frustration that fuels reform and listen carefully to what towns like Boston are saying, but we must not confuse performative power, theatricality, with actual power. Nigel Farage is good at causing trouble. He may even realign politics, but he will not be Prime Minister. Not because the system is rigged, but because the man, the party, and the platform are all fundamentally incapable of holding the centre that governs. And the little plans conceived by rank outsiders, I was speaking about some of them the other day, will come to nothing. The real danger is not that Farage wins. It's that in failing to confront him with vision and clarity, Starmer and Badenoch make him appear like the only thing that's trying in the Parliament, the only one who's making any effort. In a country this jaded, that illusion alone is enough to prolong this nightmare.